Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Prime Chelsea Talk. We are back here once again. The game finished about an hour ago, about an hour and a half ago. We all know what the result was. I'll put it down there: Chelsea 2, Tottenham 2. Tuchel versus Conte. We had Cucurella versus Romero, Havertz versus Romero. We had a lot of start. We've got a lot to talk about in this show. It's going to be interesting to um, to see what happens um, on Twitter, on social media, what the pundits have to say. It's gonna be interesting to say the least. But I haven't got Yusuf joining me today. He's going to be doing a live stream tomorrow when he's a little bit, not angry and all that. But I've got an outsider's point of view, so that it's not just me and my potentially biased opinion. I've got a Newcastle fan who's been on the show once before, and he's making his return. We've got Will. How you doing, mate?
I'm alright. It was a good game. With entertaining football. It was nice afternoon football. I
Yeah, I
think
have
the
to say,
Forest game was quite good as well.
yeah, that was a big win for them, wasn't it? Beating West Ham 1-0. But obviously, as a neutral, obviously you found the game quite exciting. Everything that happened and all of that, and yeah,
Yeah, it was a physical game. People just going in for fouls. Managers having fights on the touchline. Got everything you want in a Premier League game.
yeah, definitely. Two of the top six, probably the two. Well, I don't know. It's quite close between the three London clubs at the moment. If we look at the stats, I mean, we had 64% possession to Tottenham's 36. An XG of 1.5, they had an XG of 1.06. So, we had 16 shots, they had 10. We had more chances created. Our pass success was better, and we had 8 corners to their 5. So it's just one of them things. We've got Fahim in the chat. Big up Fahim, and he's fuming. Tell us why you're fuming, mate. And obviously Will was first, but he's on the show. So I'm not going to give you the championship this week.
And
I'm, uh, I'm giving Fahim the championship this week. He was
ah,
he was first.
robbed.
He was first. Yeah, 2-2 point for us. Obviously Spurs score in the 96th minute. Harry Kane. Yusuf's in the chat. Ref is shit.
Blame it on the ref. Poor
We'll,
excuse.
we'll talk about that in a bit. We'll start with the game first of all. 2-2. Koulibaly's first goal for Chelsea. What a finish it was as well,
That
Will.
was a great goal. On the volley. But to be fair, especially from a corner, I think he's got far too much space. I think there was too much space
Yeah,
through the whole game for Chelsea to play through. And I think anyone who's there should be at least getting it on target. But the finish makes it even better.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if one thing we learned from that game is Spurs defensively are poor.
Yeah.
They they leave way too many big spaces and all that. Fahim says he's fuming at these refs.
I don't
Anthony,
think the ref was that bad.
he wasn't that bad.
I think the only big thing was the foul right at the end on Cucurella. I think that was the only big thing that was wrong.
Yeah, we've got Tommy T, Tricky Blues. Here we go. I believe that's Rick, because I think Rick mentioned that in the chat earlier. But thanks for joining, lads. If you haven't already, oh, hello. Make sure you go and subscribe to the 1892 Reds podcast. My screen just turned off there, but it's fine. We're back. We're back. Um, so, Will, 2-2. Obviously, the first Spurs goal was a little bit controversial with the foul on Havertz, or a potential foul on Havertz. So tell me a bit about that. Did you think it was a foul? Was it too far gone by then
It's.
when they scored?
I think it was too far gone, obviously, but it's hard to say whether it was a foul or not because on Sky Sports some of them were saying it was, some of them saying it wasn't. I think he might have just got a touch on the ball, but I need to see another replay of it to see it properly. But I
Yeah,
think it's too far gone. I think what was they saying, 94 seconds it was gone.
that was not. I think
Something
it
like,
was under a minute.
I think it was
45.
some. I heard them saying it was like something seconds,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
I think it was too far gone. If it was a foul, then it should have been stopped there and then, or at least checked by VAR. But too far gone.
Yeah, it's yeah, it was something. It was something silly. I think obviously Chelsea fans. Obviously, if that was Newcastle, you wouldn't be happy, or if it
Oh
was
no, I
Liverpool,
wouldn't be happy.
Ricky would be
But
happy. Like, it's just one of them things. If that was the other way around,
I think
and
what
we
needs to
I
happen,
would be laughing at Spurs because
yeah,
But obviously this time it's happened to us. So I mean,
I think they should do what they do in rugby, where they have mics on the refs and you hear what they're saying.
oh yeah,
I think that would
definitely.
be great
I would
because
love
you can see what's going on, like when they're saying if it's a foul or not, or even if we
that.
can hear VAR, see what they're doing.
Yeah, all this new technology, VAR, goal line technology, the new camera angles and everything.
Because then that just clears everything up and stops the controversy and people complaining.
Exactly. Like, if we hear what the ref says and why he's given this decision or that decision or why he hasn't given that decision,
I think they did it
then
on the one match in Australia, didn't they? For
they did because
one
it was
referee's
the
mad
ref's
last game.
last game,
Yeah,
in the 8, and it worked. Like, he had a
it's
good
good to
game.
hear the communication and what they're talking about, even if it's
Yeah.
just subtly in the background. It's good.
But I don't think they'll Sky Sports would do that because you probably get to hear a lot of swearing. I do apologise for the siren in the back. This is the police after the ref. But yeah. Overall, I think Sky Sports wouldn't do that because you'd hear a lot of swearing in the background, and we saw what they did with Haaland last week. So it's
Even if it's just when there's VAR check, just to hear what they're talking about, to
yeah,
like
I agree.
clear things up between fans and like
Yeah, I
what they're
100%
saying
agree.
about it.
Yeah, definitely. Let's go through some comments. Jay is in, saying both goals had a play stopping foul before. Remember, lads, don't celebrate a 96-minute equaliser ever. That's
Even if it's
something.
to win the league, just no.
It
That's
was a
not
foul, yeah, it was a foul. Any fans shifting blame away from the ref are absolutely pious. Calm down, Jay, mate. Calm down. We've got to try and take the positives away. The game's gone. They're not going to change.
Is there an
They're not going
actual
to change the
petition
result.
against Anthony
It's
Taylor?
um,
Is there an
sign.
actual petition?
Yeah, there is. Luke Eustace put in the chat. I'm not signing it. I don't care. The game's gone. Game's over. We finished. End of that. Move on to the next week. That's how it should be. Doesn't matter if you get the ball. There was a foul before pushing, etc. Before, yeah, I agree. He should have called it when it happened. I mean, I'm not the ref, so I don't know.
Don't know where he's looking.
Yeah, I don't know where he's looking. If he's looking at the corner or he's looking in the box, you don't know. You don't know. He could be talking to his linesman through the little microphone. You don't know. Jay's a bit. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't think he is. Like,
No, I don't think he is. But yeah, we'll move on to a pivotal moment in the game concerning the Spurs equaliser is the Cucurella versus Romero moment. Now, I'll say my piece first, and then I'll get your opinion on it because obviously you're not going to be as biased as I am. I think that the ref should have at least had a look at it because if that's the other way around, Cucurella does that to Romero, they're going to look at it because it's in the box. But why is it different? Like, because surely we should be given a chance to like you're denying a defensive opportunity, like you've brought him to the ground. He's now out of the equation. But obviously I'm gonna sort of try and not be too biased, but I was very pleased with how Cucurella performed. Obviously he's grown into the team quickly. We've only had him a week and a few days, and he's already got 2 Premier League games under his belt. Didn't play with us in pre-season, and yet he's still playing reasonably well. I'm happy with how he's performing. I'm also pleased with the performance of Koulibaly, of Sterling or Raza. Sterling was causing a lot of problems in that first half. Cucurella and Loftus-Cheek of all people were causing a lot of issues in that first half and the start of the second half. And overall, I just think our performance was much better than last week. Obviously, the only problem we have is we can't score goals, and we need a goal scorer. That's the only problem that Chelsea have at the moment. Fahim says positives where our new signings played well. Excited what more they can offer. Definitely. We'll talk about the second goal. Reece James scoring that one, and it's just really poor from Spurs, isn't it? Will like
Yeah.
they've left it
Too much space.
way too much space. Like the ball's on that side of the pitch, and all four of their back line, all three of their
Reece
five
James
of
has
their
got
back
all the
line,
time in the world.
yeah, they all shifted over, and it just doesn't make sense to me. Like if Chelsea did that, I'd be absolutely fuming. But I know we wouldn't because we've got that experience in the back line. I feel like Spurs are a bit inexperienced in that back line, so maybe that's the problem for them. I'm not that bothered. We got a goal out of it and we went 2-1 up. So yeah, RFC and Cucurella played out of their socks. Yeah, they did. We just need a striker to feed off Raheem. Yep, indeed. And Reece, who played out of his socks as well. Yeah, definitely. I think our best player on the pitch, other than Reece James, was probably Kai Havertz. I thought Havertz had a spectacular game.
I would have
Absolutely
said Sterling,
spectacular.
but
Sterling had a good game, but I think Havertz worked his socks off. Like he
yeah,
worked so
he
hard.
didn't stop
He was like the
until he got
Duracell
took off.
bunny.
But
He had to come off because he was absolutely shattered.
yeah,
But obviously,
and
I
obviously
feel
when
like,
it's hot down there as well, so he must have
oh
been.
yeah. I mean, I'm 2 minutes from the ground, as you know. It's about 33 degrees at the moment. So, and that's at 10 past 8. Imagine what it was earlier, maybe
Nah,
34, 35.
that
And all those
would be
people in that
hard to play
stadium.
football. That'd be hard to play football in that.
Oh yeah, I mean, we went to play football once.
Well, I mean,
28
it
degrees.
doesn't help with me with
Sat
like not very good weather all the time, but
Yeah. But yeah, the next thing we'll talk about Thomas Tuchel versus Antonio Conte. Now, I don't know who instigated it, but it was funny. I have to say, it was
which one's
really
this? The one
funny.
at the end?
No, both the one at the start and the one at the end.
I was going to say the one at the end. Tuchel started because
Yeah, I
Conte
know
didn't
that.
look him in the eyes.
But I'm not too sure. At the start or when after Spurs scored their first goal, who sort of instigated that? I think
I
it
would
was
assume
Conte.
Tuchel. I would
No, 'cause
assume
Conte
Tuchel
went
because of
over
the
to the,
foul.
I don't know because Conte went over to the Chelsea bench and started like screaming at him or something. But
I don't know.
it's just one of we don't know. I've just seen that one. I'll read that one in a minute. Jay says, I can't trust Kai to finish my food. He has all the dribbling ability with a disappointing end product. Yeah. But I think, obviously, it takes, like, obviously, we know we've had this conversation with Yusuf on here before. He says that, it's been 2 seasons. Kai Havertz has still got a good 4 or 5 years before he's anywhere near his prime.
I think if it doesn't work out this season, then put him out on loan and hope for the best.
I wouldn't put him out on loan. We paid a lot. He's our highest, well, other than Lukaku.
Just
He-
as
he's
get
I don't
more
know.
experience in him and see if he plays better in a different system or something like that.
I don't know. Heard Conte not too sure in the tunnels. He doesn't believe in Tuchel's tricky blues. Listen, mate. We're here to talk about the game, and yeah. If you guys are new around here, make sure to like and subscribe and share with your friends.
It's free.
Right, that's not necessary. Listen, I'm not going to put that on the comments. That's not necessary. It's just a podcast, not a Liverpool one. But yeah, Tuchel versus Conte, it was very funny to watch. They sort of had a handshake that went a bit too far at the end. There's been a lot of memes about it already, which I find hilarious. So I agree with this. Tuchel should have had a second yellow for running down the touchline out of his technical area. I do agree with that because Klopp.
I understand why they didn't
Yeah.
give him a second yellow for it.
I don't know. I do not know. But regardless, it didn't happen. So, yeah. Obviously, we've mentioned it before, but Koulibaly gets his first goal for Chelsea before Sterling, before Cucurella, and he's a centre back. So we've had 3 goals scored this season. One by a centre mid in Jorginho who plays very deep. One by a right back and one by a centre back.
You
gonna be
definitely need a striker.
Oh yeah, we need a goal scorer for sure.
It's just a question of
Sure,
who can
for
you get in.
Conte didn't address anything in the post-match interview. He keeps playing the victim when he's stolen 8 points. Kai Havertz on there's no point. Yeah, I agree with you, Yusuf. I understand what you're trying to say, Will, but
Yeah.
oh yeah, Conte definitely won. Like I'll give him the utmost respect because he changed English football with the five at the back formation and winning that Premier League title. He changed the landscape a little bit. So I mean, I'm not angry at him. I'll always respect unless he went and proper snaked us, like did something out of the ordinary. I would be a little bit angry, but he's doing his job. He's managing his team. Like I don't care if he's managing Spurs. Like
Part of the
don't bother
game.
me. Yeah, it's part of the game. He's being paid to do a job. Like, of course, he's gonna, you know. Klopp had to apologise. I don't care. But Will, I have to ask you more about the game. Obviously, we know Chelsea were a much better team. Do you think? Obviously, we watched the game together. Um, do you think the Chelsea style of football is actually sort of coming out in them? Because we saw us Chelsea play a really nice
Yeah,
style
it
in
was
that
good
game.
football, but again, you need a striker. Like the first half an hour putting balls into the box, there's no point if there's no one there getting on the end of it, finishing it. Like I think a
Yeah,
striker completely changes everything, and a proper goal scorer, I think, completely changes everything for you.
absolutely. Yeah, sorry, my camera just went there, but I got it back. I agree with you there. I think our style of football, like you said, we can play the football in the midfield, playing out the back. We can, you know,
Everything's good apart from the
the end
goals,
product.
and
The
goals is
end
what you
product's
need.
letting us down. Indeed, indeed.
Goals are what win your games.
Obviously, me and Will are. I want to sort of add a segment into these shows, yeah, where we talk about our tips for the FPL, like the next game week, and
Don't trust
seeing.
Mitro.
Don't trust me, bro. I told you, you should always wait a few games to see if you're fit because you got
Minus
minus
points.
1 point for missing the
Minus
bet.
one.
But you still got more points than me, so
But
I've
he's
still
just
got
beating
two
us in the
points
head
to
to
bet.
head. That's the problem.
Oh, the head to head's along. It's like it's 38 games, mate. You're fine. But
I've had a
what's
poor
your
week
tip? What player are you tipping for next week, mate?
next week. I'll have to see the games first. What games is there?
I'm saying Ivan Tony, definitely.
I think
Jay
I could back Mitro, to
says
be fair.
who are they playing?
Brentford. Tony or
Tony or
Mitro.
Mitro. That's a big game to start the season off, you know. Jay says Kante's now injured, and I'm beginning to become wary of J5's game-changing mess
I think
ups.
Jesus as well for Arsenal. They're playing
Doing drag
Bournemouth.
backs under pressure. Yeah, but I've always been, apart from the first season that Jorginho was with us, since then I've been a huge fan of Jorginho. His passing, um, like obviously we know he's not the fastest, he's not the most physical, but I'm still a big fan of him. He's great passing. He always makes the
He
right
was
call.
poor for
Nine
that
times
goal
out of
though.
10.
We gave
Oh yeah,
away.
yeah. I agree with that. No, I'm gonna criticize him for that because he should have gotten rid of the ball straight away. But I think overall he's a decent player. I wouldn't call him world class. I wouldn't call him fantastic. But he's a decent player. He gets the job done. Under pressure, he's quite good doing drag backs under pressure. It's where he thrives, really. That's where he thrives. But yeah, um, my tip for fantasy is going to be Tony. They're playing Fulham. He's going to
That's a
get a goal and
big
an assist. They
shout.
just beat Man United 4-0. Surely.
Fulham have been good though. I think they could have. They would. I think they could have won again. They could have won against Wolves, but Mitro missed a pen. Obviously,
Out of the
I
chance,
haven't seen the
I
pen,
watched that
but
game.
missing a pen.
It wasn't actually that bad of a penalty. If
Uh,
I'm honest.
did he go down the middle or something? Was it? I
It
heard.
was sort of middle left, but the
Nah,
goalkeeper was.
I heard he saved it with his
Actually,
legs or something.
no. The goalkeeper just guessed the right way. Like he
I
got it
heard
on
he
target,
saved
he
it with
didn't
his
miss the
legs.
target. If you get it on target and you miss, then fair enough. But looking at that game, Mitrovic probably could have had a goal or two. It's just Wolves
Yeah,
defending was pretty alright. Um,
Wolves don't score many, but they don't concede many.
that's the problem. I
It's
think
just kind
Wolves
of
sort of like
there.
draws and yeah,
0-0 draws, 1-1 draws.
draw FC. We all thought there was going to be a big team.
Portugal FC.
Portugal FC, indeed. I think going forward today, given Kante's injury, I think lacking a DM will show down the line this season. We don't play a DM, dude. Kante doesn't play
Who
DM.
have
He
you
plays
got as?
further up the pitch than Jorginho.
Who have you got as
Play a
backup
double.
if
Oh, we
Gallagher
got.
does
Oh,
come here? Because it's rumoured that we've put a 40 mil bid in.
it is.
So
Who's got
realistically, who have you got as
Ruben
backup who can
Loftus-Cheek,
play
Reece
week in, week
James.
out? What, centre mid?
Yeah, he played there for Wigan, and he got
Did he?
player of the season in League One. Yeah, when he was what 18.
It's more someone who can play there every week and
Oh yeah,
be
yeah, I know that.
consistent.
Loftus-Cheek, I'm confident to play there after his performance today. Kovacic when he's back injured from injury, you know. But I think we've got to
It's going to be
start.
a bit of struggle for you in midfield. If
It
Gallagher
will
does
be.
leave.
Yeah, it will be. But what I like about Gallagher is that he's got a very similar energy to what Kante has. He's good under pressure. He doesn't stop running like Kante does. We won't talk about his penalty in pre-season, but you know.
Would you be happy if Gallagher left for 40 mil? What, do you think 40 mil's not enough?
No, it's not that. Like, I'll take the money, but I want to keep it. That's the thing.
Fair enough.
Kante and barely a fit Kovacic. Without Kante and barely a fit Kovacic, it'll be an issue. We need a sitting six. I'm not very confident with J5. Look, we don't play a six. We play 2 8s. We play a double pivot with Kante and Kovacic, or Kovacic and Jorginho, Kante, Jorginho, Gallagher, etc. We don't play the M. We don't play the M. Yeah, I agree. Definitely agree.
He surprised me. I didn't think he'd be too good
honestly,
at right back.
I've criticised him over the last 6 months for not being good enough. He
surprised me today.
He's smashed it today. He's doing well. I'm enjoying watching him at right wing back. He started at Chelsea as a centre mid. Then he moved to a right winger. Then he moved to a left winger. Then he was back as a centre mid. Went out on loan to Fulham and Palace and stuff. And now he's playing right wing back. Like he could probably put a shift in goal. Like he's played every position almost.
Do
Kyle
Walker and keep a clean sheet.
Well, we didn't keep a clean sheet today, did we?
Nah. You need him in goal.
Oh yeah, we need Kyle Walker in goal. But yeah.
Mendy was slow for that second goal. I don't know if Richarlison was blocking or not, but he was slow to react.
Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. Is there much more to talk about? I'm not sure there is. Obviously, I just wanted to get a stream or a video in straight after the game. Yusuf will be live tomorrow. I don't know if I'll be on that. Probably not. But either way, we've spoken a bit about the game. Yusuf will give his in-depth analysis tomorrow, and trust me, it's going to be a lot.
Okay, go in on it.
It's going to be a big lot. Thanks everyone for watching. Thank you, Will, for joining me, giving sort of an outsider's opinion. I appreciate it. You got any socials you want to promote, or are you just going to keep it on the low?
Apart from subscribe to this channel, it's free.
Oh,
might as well.
Chief mod, you're chief mod.
Put notifications on so you don't miss Yusuf tomorrow.
Oh yeah, definitely do that. Put your notifications on because Yusuf's going to be hilarious tomorrow, and maybe a bit controversial. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching. See you later.